Ukraine's army is trying to repel a full-scale Russian invasion with fierce battles taking place close to capital Kyiv. Fighting is raging at an airfield on the outskirts of the city, and it could become a springboard for Russian army into Kyiv if its troops seize it. The Russian assault is being fought on several fronts after it attacked from the east, north and south on Thursday. Kyiv has been hit by blasts and at least one block of flats has been damaged. You can see those visuals there. Ukrainian officials said there had been missile strikes on the city, and there are reports that an aircraft was also brought down. Ukraine says dozens of people have been killed while thousands have been fleeing into neighboring countries such as Moldova, Romania, Poland and Hungary to escape the conflict. UN estimates suggest that more than 100,000 people have already fled from their homes. Now, in a tweet this morning, Ukraine's Minister of Foreign Affairs tweeted and decried the horrific Russian rocket strikes on Kyiv. Last time our capital experienced anything like this was in 1941 when it was attacked by Nazi Germany. He wrote, "Ukraine defeated that evil, we will defeat this one." Well, let's now go across to Jyoti here, who joins us there from Kyiv. And Jyoti, what is the latest that you can tell us? What is the situation in Kyiv, and what are you hearing about, these battles taking place outside of Kyiv and attempts to take over the airport?
Yeah, so this is the second day in a row that Ukrainians are waking up in real fear. And I can almost say that the fear is greater today because we're learning that the Russian troops are about 30 kilometers outside of the city. So right now, where I'm standing is a metro station. This is where many of Kyiv's residents that didn't leave have spent the night. It's being treated as a bomb shelter. So they've been spending the night there, and I've been trying to talk to people coming across here, but nobody wants to be in the open air. There have been sirens all morning for the past 3 hours. Right now there isn't, but there have been sirens all morning. Yes, we have been hearing about fighting on the outskirts of Kyiv, but the real concern now, and there's a real palpable fear that any minute now we are going to actually see troops, Russian troops, moving in. And just this morning, just a short time ago, the president of Ukraine sent a plea out to NATO to please do more, do something here on the ground because things are going from bad to worse.
And what are the messages? What are the instructions that you're getting from authorities? Are communications, there, and you have the internet? You're hearing from the president?
Right now, yes, but there have been several cyber attacks already reported this morning on government websites. I'm still able to use the internet, but for how long, who knows? Residents are being instructed to stay indoors, to get into bomb shelters. So I mean, if you've got a basement, you go into your basement or you go to the metro and spend the night. I've seen many people just now coming out with their backpacks, sleeping bags, running out, they're going out to, get food and come back, this evening. That's the plan. So, it's pretty empty here right now. Just the people that you're seeing coming out are coming out from the shelter where they've spent the night. And of course, we're also, under, time. Sorry about that. So also there is, at 10 o'clock, there's curfew, and then the curfew lifts at 7 o'clock. So that's why you're seeing people coming out now, and then they'll go back under, before 10 o'clock tonight.
And what kind of reports are you getting from other cities? What are you hearing? We're getting reports of people fleeing and many crossing over the border into other countries.
Yes, I mean, even from what I'm understanding, some countries are now even waiving passport requirements for Ukrainians stuck at the borders and just allowing them to come in from wherever they are at right now. So there's a lot going on all over this country, clearly. But I think eyes are on Kyiv now, because if Kyiv falls, then, that's pretty much Ukraine falling.
And again, many families have, their loved ones there. Many Indian students are there in Ukraine. So what is the situation right now? You said there's a curfew at night. Many people taking shelter in bomb shelters and metro stations? And do you have access to food and supplies?
Well, right now, everything is shut down. Last night around 9, 10 o'clock, just before the store shut down, I went in there and the shelves are clear. Now you have, smaller shops opening where people can get smaller things. But the idea was that people should have stocked up yesterday. Hopefully they can still get some supplies now. And yes, I was actually talking to a few Indian students last night, and they're very, very stressed. I was considering meeting them, and they just didn't want to leave their apartments. And of course, there was a strike this morning that did hit a 9-story building. And I know one of the girls I was speaking to yesterday was in that area. I'm going to be checking back in with her. So a lot of fear on the ground. No one knows what's going to happen next. And that's where we are right now.
Right. Jyoti, now, we do know that the Ukraine president did ask, anybody who's able to pick up arms and help defend Ukraine, help defend Kyiv. Is that something you're going to see now, if hopefully not, but if you're going to see troops actually coming into the capital, will there be people who will take them on and fight, and, their troops as well outside of Kyiv are trying to hold off the Russian troops?
Well, starting with the mayor of Kyiv, he is going to be picking up arms. And a few days before the attack yesterday, there were massive spikes in arms sales in Kyiv and in other cities across Ukraine. So if that's an indication of how many people are getting prepared to defend themselves, defend their family, defend their property, that's a good indication that we might actually see a lot of armed Ukrainian citizens getting out there. And also, clearly there isn't, or it doesn't appear to be, that there's going to be NATO help anytime soon. So Ukrainian citizens are now sort of asking themselves, thank you for sending us your well wishes and telling us that you stand with us, and sure, there's Twitter hashtags, but really we need help. We need military help. We need money. So if that's not coming from outside, local citizens will have to arm themselves and get out there and defend their country, defend their families, defend their neighbors.
Is there any indication or anything that you're hearing of some sort of way out of this, out of the bloodshed and out of the killing of civilians, where you have some sort of deal struck with Russia? I know right now all we're hearing about is defending Ukraine and how Ukrainians are going to fight this and you're going to fight off Russia, but in reality it's going to be a huge amount of bloodshed and civilian casualties if it indeed goes to that. So any talk of some sort of deal being struck or some sort of way to have some sort kind of truce?
At this point, it doesn't seem like it. France's leader did speak to Putin, and it doesn't look like anything actually came out of that. And from reports we're seeing from Russia, what they're reporting about what's happening here is that Ukraine is not getting help from their NATO allies, and they are left alone. The leader of Ukraine says that he is left alone. He asked Macron to call Putin to end this. So basically what we're seeing from them is that they are already feeling that they've got the upper hand, that Ukraine is standing alone. So it doesn't seem like they even would feel like they need to broker a deal right now.